Hi, this is Paul Evans, CEO of Nicheology and the founder of the Profits Academy. In this video, your first web page. You've downloaded Composer. Now we're ready to use it to create that first page for the project that we're building. The first step is to go to Composer that you should have installed by now, and let's open it. And as you'll notice that we look here at our canvas, that it looks very much like a standard Word document or any other type of text software. So as we begin, we need to think about how we're going to make this page look. And one of the easiest things or easier ways to think about your web page is to think about framing it, that you want it a certain width so that the largest number of people will be able to view it as easily as possible. Now notice that my page width, because of my screen, says 1122 pixels wide. Well, that's larger than a lot of folks' laptops and computers, so we want to make sure that we're able to designate the viewable area in a way that really makes sense to people. So we're going to use the table function. Just click table, and we're going to click one cell, just one by one. Now when it comes on, it's going to left justify it, and notice that it's only 88 pixels wide. So let's go inside of this box, and I'm going to double click it. That automatically brought down the editing elements for this particular table. Now each table, the table itself is the large part and the cell is the smaller part. So if I'd had 4 cells, it would be one table of 4 cells, but we're going to keep this simple and have them combined. So I want to click table, click the tab that says table, rows 1, columns 1, width says 100 pixels, border is 1. I'm going to take that out. Spacing between cells, since we don't have multiple cells, I'm going to take that out. And pixels between the cell border and the content, I'm going to take that out as well. We don't need that right now. Now table alignment left, I want to center that. So just click the table alignment button and click center. Width, I want this to be 800. Okay, so we've got a width of 800 pixels, no border, spacing, or padding, and we have the table centered. Let's click OK. And you see that it automatically gave us actually 796 pixels. It does give a little bit of some comfort room in there, but 796 is the width. All right, so all we're going to need to do is to start typing. And this was the Personal Success Club is what the name of the site is. From Paul Evans. I can go down the page and type in as much as I want, right? But for right now, we're just going to leave it at this. So I'm going to drag my cursor over the Personal Success Club. I'm going to center it, align center. I'm going to make it bold. And then here's how you increase the font. So just the A with an upper level, I'm going to pop that a few times. And here is where we change the color of our text. So right now it's black. I'm going to change it to maroon. Click OK. And notice that those changes have taken place. And so as you can see, the building of a web page is really no different than using your basic text editor. And that's all you need to know to begin with. Because here's the goal. Our goal is to communicate. We simply want people to be able to come to our page, to read, and make a decision from there what they want to do next. Now what I'd encourage you to do, as I did at the very beginning, is to make sure that you're using a disposable web page, a disposable domain name, things that don't count, so you can just get in here and practice. So that if I want to change this particular font, I come over to variable width and notice that all of my fonts from my system are in here. What's important to remember is that fonts will only show up if they're on the other person's system. Otherwise, whatever the default font is on their system, that's what it will change to. The reason these are already in place from Composer is that these are the fonts that most people already have. So they're safe to use. So I'm going to change it. And right when I click that Arial font, notice how it changed. You see a lot of pages in this type of font because it's a little bit easier to read online. Now, what I would encourage you to do is, to begin with, that's all we're going to cover in this video, is to begin with, go ahead and make those changes. Go ahead and open up Composer, create a table, create a headline, put your name on the page, change the font color, and then just experiment and play around a little bit. All right, so here it is. I've underlined it. I've got to click underline, got it underlined. If I want to take those off, I just click to take those off. Now we do need to save it, so let's click Save. It's going to ask you to identify the page. So what do I want people to see in the description of this site? Now there's a lot more depth in or when it comes to keywords, descriptions, all of those things. But this is an SEO course. We simply wanted to get the website up. So for this, we'll just call it Personal Success Club. Okay, and then it's asking me to save it. Notice that it wants me to save it as personalsuccessclub.html. But remember, the root name, the default name, is index.html. And since this is going to be the page that everybody sees when they come to the site, I want to make sure that it's index.html. Now it's saving it to my desktop. What I want to do is create a new folder. I'm just going to call it PSC for Personal Success Club. I'll create that folder. And then I'm going to save my index.html inside of it. Alright, that's it. Be sure to experiment, play around a little bit. In the next video, we're going to go ahead and upload this to the internet and replace that non-existent page there at thepersonalsuccessclub.com and allow this to show up in its place. See you in the next video.